and I'm feeling a little rambunctious. And speaking of rambunctious, today we have two rambunctious guests at the Black Box Podcast. I'm Makai, your host, and I've got Calvin here and Bat. And today we've got some music stuff to talk about. So I'm going to turn you guys out and let you guys have this combo, and I'm going to just talk my talk.
Claw, you know what the fuck going on? It's that nigga that put shoes on his head. Hold on. Y'all can follow me on the gram at shoe on my head, no dots, no underscores. Yeah.
For sure.
Like a bat.
For sure.
Okay, well, I'm just interested in talking about the Grammys a little bit. I know we have to talk about it. I'm interested in hearing your perspective on, like, the Kendrick of it all. Well, Kendrick, Doechii, SZA, everyone. What do you think about the Grammys?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like involve myself with Superbowl or anything that like everybody feel like they gotta be part of to feel like something. I already feel like myself, so I don't need to do anything that makes me feel like less myself. So it's like, for instance, like if you got two teams and you want one team to win, and then your friend want the other team to win, it's like that ultimately messes up friendships. So I'm not gonna go that way. But as far as you speaking on it, I've actually been on Instagram, so I'm kind of like niched into learning certain stuff, or actually knowing about some stuff. So honestly, I heard that there was a lot of controversy over the commercials because the commercials was kind of trying to tell us to wake up type stuff. I also seen that Kendrick Lamar like had that A chain from Eliante.
You saw Superbowl though.
Yeah. He had, and that's what I'm saying. So like, it's like I don't really know what happened in the Super Bowl.
You know, that's real, because I didn't really watch either. I watched the performance, just because we were going to talk about it,
But like the commercials and stuff, like I heard Samuel L. Jackson made it, he was in the commercial type shit.
Oh, really?
And then they were basically trying to say he was a house nigga, basically, based off the skit type shit. And it was like, and they said the Django, they said like basically based off the Django like thing, and you know like how Oprah be ready to yes master type shit. So it's like, it was kind of like that basically. Feel me? They was basically saying like that. But I just feel like it come to a point where you be a black person, you be a black African American, you'll sit there and be like, no, I'm not gonna do that slave role type shit, but like I'm gonna play it to the utmost of my ability. But the whole point is like, it's like you projecting almost. Like if somebody come to you with like you gotta play a slave in a movie, you gotta think about it like an acting thing, like it's an acting gig type shit.
Yeah.
Most motherfuckers think about like on some prejudice shit, they don't even really be wanting to do it because of how they'll be portrayed. But the point is, if you're gonna be an actor, if you're gonna be an actor, I need to see you. I need to see you gay. I need to see you straight. I need to see you bi. I need to see you everything because you're an actor. That's your job. Do your fucking job.
I'm an actor, so I can agree with everything you said. You definitely got to like be able to do everything and not be afraid to be uncomfortable, because that's a part of it, you know?
Yeah, I seen that shit. I think I seen it. Remind me what y'all talking about. Let me think about. I recently seen Denzel Washington. He was talking about how he had he kissed some dude in the role that he played for that
Gladiator 2.
Gladiator, yeah, but they ended up taking it out. He's like, damn, why y'all haven't kissed this nigga all this time? If y'all was gonna take it out, what the fuck type shit. Like he was kind of blue about that. But that is real though. I do feel like you definitely should be if you're an actor, you should be open to acting. But I also feel like, you know, it's okay to have your own personal boundaries.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't judge any black actor for not wanting to play a slave role or something like that. Granted, I feel like you hold yourself back to a degree, but also it's like, you know, that's your own opinion and it's your life, you know what I'm saying? So however you want to live, you know what I'm saying?
There was a long time where I didn't like to play slave roles for that exact reason, and I got cast in this show where I was playing an enslaved person. And I think it just taught me a lot about like the resilience that we have as black people, because it is like a part of our history.
We're allowing somebody to disrespect us in our faces.
Like literally.
And still showing up.
Literally. Like they said that. They called me a nigger to my face and everything. And it just is funny. It's like, when you take off the role, it's like, you wouldn't say that to me in real life.
Oh God,
Like you can say it in the scene, but know your place.
But it'd be like, for me, it'd be like, damn, I ain't never acted nothing like that. My opinion would be more so like, and you basically experienced that, like, I don't even want to say how it sound. Was it worth it though? Like,
oh, it was absolutely, because I could see it in her face.
Right,
it makes them uncomfortable. They're like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Right.
Like it's just a word. It's not that.
Because they don't know like we have this type of power that they don't understand.
Exactly.
So once they use it, they like, oh, am I good at using it? And it's like, yeah.
But when I say worth it for me, it's like not even, and that's real too though, that aspect of it. But I'm more so talking about like the money on like I couldn't do no shit like that, and I wasn't getting paid a certain amount of money. Where I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
It was a paid gig, by the way.
On God. That's why, you feel me? Because if it's a paid gig, you know what I'm saying, you get your bread, then it's like shit, it's worth it. Because like, you know, people, it is what it is. But that's how I feel about that. Like, I can't be Samuel L. Jackson performing, and I'm basically Uncle Sam at the Super Bowl, and y'all not giving me that ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna be Uncle Sam just free. Like, fuck,
bro. Samuel Jackson was like sitting at the crib, like, Super Bowl. How much?
Yup.
Like, send that shit. He sent that shit. He said,
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
He said, I'll be back. I never leave the crib. You know, I'm still getting paid off the Django, but you know, I'm just gonna shit before that. Like, you feel me?
Pulp Fiction.
So Samuel L. Jackson literally like don't gotta do nothing type shit. So the fact that he's doing that, it just made me think about Oprah. Oprah out the way now because she didn't got enough money from playing them types of roles. But it's just like, dang, like y'all all getting older and we're starting to see like y'all cared about something so much that now that it's 2025, y'all like, where's the slave roles at?
Right.
Where's the roles that nobody likes it? I want to play those just so I can catapult myself into the industry as this person type shit.
I think right now too, there's like a real like call. I feel like that's like a thing happening now where it's like the black celebrities are like even just like a few years ago, like you probably never would have seen Beyonce do like an ad, like ever. And the fact that she was in that like Levi's jeans commercial, I was like, it just was so weird. It was like, you're Beyonce, you're in an ad?
Because they push a narrative that's been there for so long, and when somebody break it, it's just like you have to honor it every time. So that's Beyonce and some Levi's. That's not just a regular person.
And I'm curious about this for you, like as an underground artist, like what do you think that benefit is to being like not as in the public eye and more like independent?
People, I'm like if I could say what I like to pose myself as, is a cartoon character. So like, especially with dressing and designer and stuff like that, I don't really care about it, but I care about looking good type shit. So I have to care about it to a certain extent. So then that makes me do research, and that makes me like, so like when I think about it, it's just more so about like being myself and expressing it through other people's brands while also creating mine at the same time simultaneously. So they have to literally catch me outside on the streets than more so on social media. And I became more known being on the street than in social media, that it catapulted me into social media type shit. Because everybody knew me, but they didn't know what I did. And I did all these things, and everybody's like, is he an artist? Is he this? Is he an influencer? He's
trying to box you in or something.
I'd like to let y'all know I'm me. You know, the bad shit and the shoe on my head shit be cool, but my name's Nasir. A lot of people know me by my name, so it's just like, it'd be really weird when people believe the character that I created is actually true. So I'll give you an example. I'm supposed to be looking at the camera, look at you like I feel some type of way. All right. So you have to understand that real life is going on, and if I could create a character that kind of makes people not think about real life, but ultimately get them ready to prepare for what's next, I could do that. So yeah.
That is so interesting, that like juxtaposition between like being a character and being yourself. Because people do eat the character up, and then I think, and especially with social media, people get so confused.
Like they said like, I'll give you an example. I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah.
Chris and Greg, you remember that episode where everybody hate Chris? And Chris was like, every time you leave the school, everybody think I'm Chris and Greg. He was like, what are you talking about? He was like, he sat over on the other side of the hallway, and somebody came past, like, what's up, Chris and Greg? He was like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. He's like, all right, watch this. He stepped over to the other side. He was like, what's up, Chris and Greg? But Chris wasn't over there at the second time.
Right.
So he was like, do you see what I mean? He was like, nah. He was like, bro, every time they think of Chris, they always think of Greg. It's never just Greg type shit. You feel me? Yeah. And so like that's what I started noticing. Like when I started getting more and more popular, like niggas was believing like I'm just a nigga that be having a shoe on his head. I'm silly as fuck, like da da da. But not saying like I'm a real person. So it's like people would come up to me and be like, I ain't trying to disrespect you, but can I see the shoe on your head? Well, first off, I think that's pretty weird. Ask,
like, where's
can
hello?
you see the shoe on my head? Like, no, even that, it's just more so I'm already an influencer, so I'm not even looking up the hello, looking for the hello. I'm looking for the interaction. So the interaction was, let me see the shoe. But like they came at me like they wasn't trying to disrespect me, but they ultimately knew that it might. So it's just like, what are you doing for real?
Yeah.
Like, can I see the shoe? I ain't trying to disrespect you. You are, because why are you trying to put the shoe on your head?
Right.
But if you're a real person, you know you can see the shoe. Like, I've had hella people come up to me and go like this. Take me a picture, bro. Give the shoe back.
That's so real. Oh my
Like
god.
it's like when I take the shoe off, when I give it to them, I be like, I love you. They gotta say I love you back. And that's what it is, type shit.
You have to say I love you back?
Not necessarily. But that's the idea.
Okay.
We want specifics, you know. If I love you, you love me. I love you, you love me. You ain't never heard of Barney before?
Type beat. So that made me think, like, based off your answer, it got me feeling like the reason you, or more so like the biggest takeaway I'm getting from you enjoying like being underground and the underground scene in general is not having to be boxed in and not having that weird expectation of I'm this character and I gotta be this character nonstop, and I don't have the freedom to be whatever character I want to create or want to be, because I feel like when you in that mainstream type of situation, you already then signed up to be put in a box, like whatever they thought, whatever you got paid to be. Yeah, whatever you got paid to be, or whatever is making the money, that's what they want you to be, and anything else is, you don't really want.
And that's what these brands was doing. They was like, all right, you gonna be shoe on my head, and I'll be like, well, I do more stuff. I'm not one-sided. But then like the shoe on my head stuff was the most important, because I start to see it like I could pose it. The youth is really what got me like really with that. Like a lot of people was hitting me up and telling me like their kids was putting shoes on their head, and they thought it was slow, but then they was like, why are you doing that? That's stupid. And then they found out that's because they watch me that they do it, and that's influence. So once they heard that, they were like, who is this person?
Cool.
Yeah,
Right. That's like real artist shit for real, because I respect that so much.
And I like underground stuff, so like it's like I'm not trying to be underground, I just classify as that because I know I'm that, because like I'm not gonna go and watch something just so I can talk about it with everybody type shit. It's kind of like if you into it and I'm into it, cool. Like me and bro, we talk about anime and shit like that. We ain't watched one anime yet type shit.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like we talk about anime, like I've watched hella animes, but I've never watched it with people that like to watch anime. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Time is becoming like that. Like everybody who's a fan of something, they can only kick it with other fans type shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not like that. I'm like, I watch anime, but at the same time, it's like I do what other people do. Like, you know, it's a box. Like,
Yeah.
if you watch anime, oh, you weird. Like, you did it out, but like, now it's being gentrified now. So watch
Being weird is being gentrified.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, before we end the segment, I'm just wondering, like, have you always been like that? Like, always, like, very...
Yeah, I just didn't know what to attach it to, but like, it was like, I knew who I was. People was trying to tell me who I was, and I was like, hell nah. And I get to tweaking out, and they'd be like, why are you tweaking out? Because I'm literally myself. For you to try to change me is crazy as hell. Crazy word.
Wow. That's so real. Well, I'm gonna have to sit on that. I'm like being for real. This is real. So I'm gonna cut the cameras and we're gonna be back in a sec. Peace. Alrighty, we're back. Also, before we get started, just go ahead and give us a little like and comment down below. We've been doing some hard work here. We want to see the results in the comment section. Alrighty, now we're back, and I want to ask you guys. You also, Calvin, are an artist. I'm interested in what you think the Chicago music scene looks like and how you guys fit into that.
Before we got on the camera, you was saying they no underground scene and the rap type shit. Like you was saying Chicago ain't no underground.
I'm trying to figure out where like the emo and goths went, right? And so like that's part of the underground, right?
I was gonna say something fucked up. I ain't even gonna say it.
No,
What are
say
you
it.
gonna
No,
say?
say it.
Them niggas die with juice on phone number.
Yes, sir.
Rest in peace.
Hey, man. Damn.
I might have to clip that. I might have to watch it back, make sure I can put this out on phone number. I know a couple niggas, you know what I'm saying, but a lot of them niggas was just like sad for fun. on phone number.
Yeah, I ain't
fun?
gonna lie. I had to pull out the I'm not goth. I don't wear black or chains.
I ain't got no nail
I ain't got no nail paintings. I'm just really emotional. I'll fuck you up.
I'm gonna real
And then
emotional.
make a track about it. Oh God.
Oh, bro. So yeah, that's how I feel. But I think it is. I think it is an underground though, bro. I think the underground. I feel like it is some going back to the Kendrick shit low key because I seen somebody. I think it was like Hitmaker. He from Chicago too. Hitmaker was talking about how, cause Kendrick took down Drake, so to speak. Basically, it's like what's the sound of music or what it's supposed to be, and I felt like. Really, it's not even about copying your sound off another nigga.
No, it never was about that.
It's supposed to be authentic, and authenticity come with regional sounds and shit. Cause
Yes.
how the fuck you sound like you from Louisiana, but you from California, Jello? How the fuck you from wherever? You sound like wherever, like bro, you from where you from? But I understand it's the internet fault too, because that's why you got niggas calling each other slime and saying drip and all this shit. But that's some Atlanta shit. That's not even from the right niggas.
Yeah.
Niggas in the right was saying we fleet us on bro, we fleet. Like what happened? You know what I mean?
No. Like a bat. So my name, like when they call me that, is Mr. Fleetus. That's what I call myself, and that's like an out west type of thing.
Oh God.
And like I'm from out south over east, but my dad from out west. So like when I got there, they treated me like I was an out westian. So I fucked with out west ever since. Type shit.
Oh bro. That's how
Wow. My goodness. I feel good about it.
So I need to be cloud chasing.
But yeah, there's no underground. We have like emo and goths type shit, and then like it's posers.
What about street niggas?
What about
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not even just emo. I'm emo and alt. Like I take myself. Like when people ask me,
What's
it's
alt?
Alternative. So it's like something that's not mainstream, but it sounds good. Type shit. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the best way that I can put it.
Yeah.
But like as far as like being old, I'd say my shit is alternative drill because I know exactly what's going on out here. But I don't be trying to portray it like it's all cookie cutter and sunshines and shit like that.
You got some bars?
Bars?
Yeah, you got bars?
Do we have time for a freestyle?
Red fish, blue fish, two fish, cool fish, two fish. But I'm not a rapper.
Sheesh. Damn, he just took off, nigga.
You wanted to smoke? There it is.
This nigga different.
There it
Hey,
is.
Nando, you want me to spit something for real though?
Yeah.
I got all right. You didn't ask for it now.
But this is my question though. We talking about the underground scene. So
Oh yeah, let's talk about
how
that.
do you feel? What, just when you say underground, you saying just the emo rock star aesthetic shit, or are you saying just
Yeah, nah.
Wait, hold on. Before we get into that, I want to know, like, at what point is it not underground? Like, what do you call the underground? If you were to call it the underground scene.
I would say underground is like if you ain't got mainstream appeal, if you're not able to headline some shit, if you're not able to pack a room instantly, it's a lot of niggas that's on the cusp. If not mainstream, already from Chicago, I feel like Chance the Rapper mainstream, like nigga, you
Yeah.
voice. You got I would even say her mainstream to a
Yes.
degree. You know what I'm saying? You and this bitch, you know, all type of shit. Polo G, mainstream, you and this bitch, you got plaques and shit like that, then you mainstream. But if you ain't got no plaques and this and the third, how can I say you mainstream? That's why I'm saying I do feel like it is underground artists. I just think that the scene has changed. And I feel like
There's no place for us to go type shit.
yeah, but that's the thing. Chicago ain't got no infrastructure. So that's really what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. Like, what do you mean? Is it just no places to perform?
So it's like when you talk about alternative, you talk about drill, you talk about all this stuff, you gotta think about like where it originated at type shit. So drill kind of originated from Chicago and other places that like was on the same type of time we were at the same time. So it's just like as far as like mainstream, I be thinking of people that kind of like you're gonna have to see them eventually type shit. You feel me? So it's just like when it came to me personally, people kept seeing me, but I wasn't mainstream. They're like, why do I keep seeing him, but he's not mainstream? Because I don't pose myself as mainstream. I kind of take my own pace as an artist, and I like when it's time for stuff, it's time for it type stuff. So like when it comes to like I was saying about the emo and the goths and stuff like that, because it's a lot of controversy behind underground emos and goths. So first off,
there it is.
goth is like a statement that you're making type shit. Emo is like you emotionally understand that like the world is beautiful, fucked up, and cool at the same time type shit. So you cope with the fact that you gonna be alone, live alone, die alone type shit. That's being emo type shit. That's what I am. But the alternative come from me being like understanding that I could make drill music, but I make drill music in a way that people can convey that. I'm trying to be on some other shit other than the drill shit type shit. So, yeah, but I don't sugarcoat shit, so you gotta catch the drill first too. Cause then if you're not able to go through the fucked up shit to see the good and shit, then there's no point in you living. I ain't going.
Do you listen to any Chicago artists that's like underground or not mainstream? Like, give me your top.
Yeah, let's shout them out. Let's shout them out.
Give me like your top 5.
Hey, shout out your stepdad. Hey, shout out Little League. Hey,
Okay.
shout out Omen. Shout out who else? Shout out DJ. Shit. Who else? This one was.
No, we're gonna have to add.
Shout out
pop up.
what is it?
You better pop up.
Man, I can't even play like that. I gotta just get on my.
Well, look, while you look for that, I'm also interested, just kind of on the same topic, but kind of switch a little bit.
Oh, Exotic. Shout out Exotic. Yeah, Exotic. Yeah, that guy. He cool. He shoots on video and shit. He hard.
If you wanted to see mainstream success, or not even mainstream success, but just maybe have a little more influence, what are some things that you think, like the brands, or just the way that artists interact with these, like, game changers? Like, how do you think artists should be going about that to keep their integrity? You know, I think once artists go mainstream or get a little bit of buzz or go viral, all of a sudden it's like everything that made them who they were kind of gets either lost and they completely drown in the virality, or they, you know, stay grounded in some cases. But I feel like it's rarer to stay grounded.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna shout out my man's Quano 2 times. I'm gonna shout out Lola Bunny. I'm gonna shout out Just Glow. I'm gonna shout out Iconic Savvy. I'm gonna shout out who else is it?
This is a shout out segment.
We got maybe 2 more.
Trello.
We got one more shout out.
And then my man Spider.
All right, shout out to y'all.
Shout out to Spider
y'all.
right now. Phone number.
In the next segment.
Oh, that's right. It'll be in the next segment, so we can get a little taste of that.
He brought his pet spider, by the way.
Oh,
What?
well, we need to get a taste of that.
He just
too.
be walking around with like a pet tarantula. The pet tarantula name is Spider, and
You
he got a
for real,
spider.
G?
And his
Wait,
name
really?
also
He
Spider.
trolling, bro.
Ask him.
Oh, wait, how many more minutes we got? 'Cause I
That
want to
gotta
see
be
this
real.
spider.
That gotta be real. It's right there. It's right there.
He trolling, bro.
It's a tattoo. They got me with that one. They got me.
That's the internet, y'all. Y'all seen it.
Y'all seen to this crazy.
But no, but yeah, just I'm curious. Like, what do you think, Calvin?
I think like shit. I feel like that's, and we talked about this in other episodes, really ownership, because when you get into those positions where you got people paying you all this money to make them money, you feel obligated, and sometimes you might even be obligated if you don't have creative control over your stuff to do what you want to do. So when you're doing what they tell you to do, it's not you no more. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So that's the bottom line to it. That's why, you know what I'm saying, the underground is important. And not even just the underground. Because I feel like you can't go mainstream without having to work with these corporations or sign into a main.
Or do ads.
Yeah, or do all this extra shit. Like, I feel like you can just be independent, consistent, and just, you know, deliver good product. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. But it gets harder when you need a budget and things like that. So that's why it takes a team to do it, and that's the most important thing, just putting the time in. You know, the grass is greener where you water it. So if you're constantly looking for it come up, or you're constantly looking to have some label save you, then you can't be surprised when they save you and they say, okay, we want you to do this, we want you to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think something that I'm taking away from this conversation right now is just like, me as an artist, I really want to embody that, like, independence. Like, not even just on, like, it has to be all me and only me and no one can help, but like, you know, I don't need to, like you said, like, I don't need to be hunting for the next come up. Like, I can do so much just boots on the ground, underground, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically like people don't understand. Like, all right, it's the internet, right? But then it was like, y'all remember when it was word of mouth?
Yeah.
So like, I put you in perspective. So I'm 26 now. So when I was a shorty, I was on Facebook lying about my age just so I could get on there. And then once I got on there, they kind of like tricked us. They made it seem like they wanted it for old people, but old people don't know how to use the internet. So it's like they'll have you be like, lie about your age, and then like later on they revised it and they made people put in their real age just so it could go back to like, feel me? We understand what you was doing. Let me help you out type shit. How old are you really? and I said I was 26, and then my shit like
Yeah.
started like working type shit. Like people start adding me type shit. But like that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like I got on Facebook first, and then I was like I never did MySpace. I never did TuneCore. I did SoundCloud.
TuneCore.
People don't even peep that like when I figure out somebody trying to put me in a box, I hate boxes. So like as soon as I become something, I leave. So I became a SoundCloud rapper. I hit 20K on SoundCloud. I said, yeah, I know how to make music now. Now that they know I know how to make music, and now I know how to make music. So I'm not gonna be on this platform anymore. Motherfucker have to pay me for my views, that shit. And I got my DistroKid.
That's so wow. I love that.
I had 10K like twice, and I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? And then that was like,
what did you get 10K on?
It was 10,000 views on this song called Gushers, and basically
I saw that.
I had like a song that came out, and one of the main things that they was fucking with it for because I sounded like X, but I didn't know who X was at the time. So when I made it, I was like, she calling me a broke boy, like I pull up with Cardi and Rafe, and then I said something like, I said this one bar that everybody can't forget for some reason, and I was like, gushy like gushers, I bust on her face. It was like, basically, it was basically saying that, but like, it was like pull out my dick like a sword type shit.
Right.
Feel me? And that's where it got everybody like, oh shit, he got up her face, like, oh no, whip his dick out the sword, shit. And then I made like another song after that, and then like it basically like, okay, this one of your homies. Like the songs was like, this one of your homies. He's like, yeah, this one of my homies. He's like, all right, bet. And that bitch went up too. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I know they specifically like when you get on these platforms, they're specifically trying to find your sound because sound doesn't exist until you make it. So now that I'm making something that hit 10,000 views, now I know I can hit 50, 60, 100, a million. Type shit.
God.
It's just a matter of time type shit. So like I just dropped a new DistroKid. I got locked out my first one. It's a Batty Koda. I dropped one song on there. I will not be releasing any songs until the year's over. Cause I know what it is now.
What do you think, like, I don't know what I was gonna ask. Just like, can you just speak more on like uplifting those around you and not like relying so much on the mainstream or just like the typical like hustle that everyone's trying to do? Because I feel like people, especially when they're so committed to themselves, they forget like to bring up the people around them. And I feel like you have that energy of like supporting those around you.
I support everybody. It's just more so like growing up, I've always been next to my mom, and my mom like she's basically taught me how not to be a people pleaser type shit. To have people enjoy my presence, but ultimately respect me to enjoy my presence type shit. Like if a person can respect themselves enough to respect others, then that's the type of people I want to be next to type shit.
That's real. And a lot of people don't respect themselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't respect others.
Damn. Damn, G. Okay.
But like ultimately, it's I'm teaching the moral of Shuma here is to teach everybody how to be themselves enough for me to be comfortable as myself. Because I've already been myself. I've had to wait for people to grow into themselves and trials and tribulations when I never need to go through any trials and tribulations to figure out how to be.
All right. Well, you heard the man. Believe in yourself. And that's the moral of the story. Now we're gonna take a break while we do that. Believe in ourselves.
And I'm not a people person because of the fact that I could have just said that, but I explained how. You see what I'm saying?